Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video, I think it's kind of obvious what I want to talk about because of the title or what I was posting on Instagram earlier today. It's breaking news. The US is pulling out of Syria completely and abandoning their Kurdish allies, the YPG/SDF. They're basically feeding them to the hounds. We got the Turks from the north already announced they're going to be invading, probably within 48 hours, I would imagine. They already started bombing the Samalta border crossing. We got the regime, the dictatorship on the west, the Euphrates with Russia. Oh, they already had their crosshairs set on Manbij, giant area, giant city. Yeah, they're going there. And the ISIS resurgence, that's going to happen. There's sleeper cells everywhere. The SDF has been able to contain them as of yet, but today they're sending all their forces to the border to go and fight against Turkey, defend against Turkey, because everybody else is the aggressor. Everybody just wants to take out any democratic organization because they just want control. That's the problem. So. Gonna be, I feel like it's my duty to talk about it. I'm the only YPG veteran with a YouTube page. Actually, there's one other, but I'm pretty much the biggest one. I am the biggest one, other than news outlets and such. It's also, my experience there was amazing, to put it bluntly. Not just my experience with the international guys that were there, but also the locals. The hospitality they show you is something, it's hard to come back to the US after that, honestly. And I've only been back for 3 months. I was there from 2018 to 2019. I'm still struggling with it. It's tough to come back. And I'm seeing a counselor. I'm trying to gain friendships again. But there's nothing like somebody who has nothing in the world giving everything for you to be over there. And giving everything to you. Just bread and food and money. Paying for your food. The people over there are something else. And they're amazing. And it's sad to think that all those families and all those regular people, Christians, atheists, Muslims, Arabs, Kurds, all those people are going to be in a war zone very soon. Millions of people will be displaced and a war is going to start. So it's my duty to go and just bring light to it. And I hope that you guys can share this video or share some news outlets video that does it a little better. Just get this word out there. I saw Philip DeFranco was talking about this and I thought it was great. I thought it was very, very well said. So obviously as a YPG veteran, I've got my 2 cents. And I also want to talk about the history. So I guess I can frame it all together. I've got 4 things I want to talk about. First thing, the history. When has the U.S. said they're going to pull out of Syria, and what has that done to the YPG? The second thing, why I think Trump and the American people are to blame, and also me. I voted in Trump, all right? Can't lie. I'm just saying the truth, right? At that time in my life, I thought Trump was a good candidate. The third thing, we're going to be talking about what I think the repercussions are going to be, and my own experience with that as well, because I was in the YPG when one of those times the U.S. said, yeah, we're going to pull out. And I can just tell you the reactions of the people and the reactions of everybody, just like total, utter shock. Like, wow, we're all going to die because they abandoned us. And the fourth thing I'm going to be talking about is just a thank you to all the 3,000 subscribers we recently hit. So we're probably going to hit after this video. So let's begin this video. I want to make it sort of quick. Don't want to ramble too much. The first thing, here's a picture of Syria. In January of 2018, this is what it looked like. The YPG held the northwestern area of Syria, which is called the Afrin Canton. January 2018, the U.S. has this no-fly zone in that area, saying, Turkey, do not invade, don't do that. Well, they're like, we don't really care about west of the Euphrates anymore, so we're going to take away the no-fly zone. Turkey, you can do whatever you want. 2 weeks later, Turkey invades. Believe it or not, right? Turkey invades, airstrikes everything, bombing everything, civilians dying, 2,000 YPG fighters killed. 9 months of fighting later, they take all of Afrin with their jihadist forces. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, talking to some of the guys who were there, the international guys and also the guys who were Kurdish, and they were teaching us about airstrikes and how to hide from them. And wow, like, it was the most brutal thing I've ever heard in my life. Some of the guys, I didn't talk to this guy, but some of the stories I heard was an international fighter was shot in the guts, all right? He was a sniper, and he had to run back, and jihadists were running at him, Turkish-backed jihadists, yelling Allahu Akbar. They were running at him, and he had to go and run back with his friends under fire. And they ended up getting back safely, but wow, that's just one of the stories. And the other stories are, some of them are just too sad to say. The civilians, you guys can probably imagine that, right? Now, I mean, I don't think any of us can imagine it, but you can see the numbers. You can see the faces if you look it up. the faces of the civilians that were in this bloodshed. That's just, it's unspeakable. So that happens, and the YPG is like, wow, I can't believe we were just backstabbed by the U.S. for the first time. That's crazy. Probably happened earlier than that, but that's the latest I can think of. A couple months after that, I joined the YPG. So obviously, I just got back 3 months ago. I was there from 2018 to 2019. I got there in Rojava, actually in Rojava, December 2nd. That's when I arrived. It wasn't a week later when the U.S. said and announced, we're pulling out of Syria completely within a couple months or something. And Turkey was like, just the next day, yep, we're going to invade. We're going to destroy the YPG. And the reasoning why the U.S. said, there's two reasons. And it was because, first of all, ISIS is finished, which they aren't, and I'm going to get into that. And second of all, the American people want us out, which is true. They want us out of Syria because they have no idea what's going on there, right? The response was, first of all, I started putting on Instagram, I'm like, wow, you know, I am scared for my life now. All of us are hiding from airstrikes. We have to evacuate sometimes. You know, I remember texting my friend because I didn't leave a letter before I left. I thought I was just going to fight ISIS. Nope, I'm fighting the second largest NATO army now. I wrote my friend, I basically just told him, like, yeah, if I thought I was just going to be able to, you know, fight ISIS here, but it's looking like things are going to get a little sour. If I die, tell my friends this. If I die, tell my family this. Thank you. And that was with the little service I had. And that was, you know, that was quite the thing. A lot of people thought, we all thought we were going to die. And I remember looking up at the border and looking at the drones and the Turkish planes flying across the border. Dozens of them. We're looking at that. We're like, wow, when are they going to push in? And like I said, we had to evacuate a couple times. We'll actually evacuate once, but we did a lot of drills to do that because we thought it was happening. And we had to dig tunnels, and it was crazy. And the civilians, I remember having lunch with one of them, or a family of them, and they're all just like, tell Trump not to leave. Like, you know, I'm like, I can't do that. I can't just tell Trump, but I wish. So the two excuses, as I said, was ISIS is finished, and the American people want us out. The ISIS thing. ISIS was not finished. I had friends in the front line at that current moment. They got back. Some of them were injured, hitting the leg, hitting the hand, hitting the ass. And, you know, these are my friends. These are my buddies. And they're being hit on the front line. International guys, right? And ISIS is not finished. It would actually be 3 months later, 3.5 months later, March of 2019, that ISIS would be completely 100% finished. Their caliphate, though, the sleeper cells are still alive to this day. But it was up until then that we were still taking casualties, and we still thought, you know, ISIS was still a threat. It was as early as December 2018 that Trump was like, yep, they're completely finished, which they weren't. So everybody was like, including myself, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, whatever. So I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from here. The second thing, the American people want us out. Look, I voted for Trump. A lot of people voted for Trump. But it's not until you actually see the side effects of leaving Syria, of getting out of the Middle East, because it's, you know, it's foreign wars, that you see just how brutal that is. I witnessed it firsthand. What kind of human impact that has to say, yeah, we're just going to leave Syria just on a whim like that. You know, that got a lot of people frightened. That evacuations, and hundreds of thousands of people were going to be displaced because of that. The only thing that stopped Trump from doing that, the only thing, was the Secretary of Defense, a former Marine like myself, General Mattis. He served 40 years. I think he was the general of the first Gulf War with Kuwait and Iraq. He was the Secretary of Defense under Trump. The moment that Trump said we're getting out of Syria, he resigned. In his resignation letter, he said, I don't believe in backstabbing our allies. I don't believe in backing out of Syria with our allies there and just letting them out to the hounds. We need to have some sort of presence there because everybody's just going to gang in on the democratic forces. Because of his resignation, he saved us. Trump turned his head and he's like, all right, I see. So Trump did not leave Syria. He left about 1,000 troops in Syria to make sure Turkey didn't invade, make sure that ISIS doesn't resurge. And like I said, over the next couple months, we would actually have one international die in March of 2019 in an assault against ISIS on the front line. So this fight was not over. That's what I'm trying to bring home. So that was my experience there. That was freaking crazy. And the American people are to blame because we voted him in. We thought, oh, in our ignorance, we thought, yeah, let's get out of the Middle East. Why are we there? It's so stupid. Okay, it's very obvious that Trump is just trying to get reelected. He's trying to just do his campaign promises. And can you blame the guy? I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think it's very arrogant for him to say, like, yeah, I want to just do the campaign promise, even though it's against everything that anybody's ever telling me, including people from my own side, Republicans, Democrats. Everybody's like, why are you doing this? Like, don't get out of Syria. The only people who want to leave Syria are people who are uninformed and people, the American people, who are ignorant of what is going on there. Everybody's like, oh, get out of Syria. Like, do you see the human factor there? There are atheists there. There are Muslims, Christians, Arabs, Kurds. Those people will be displaced and war-torn. You know, it's crazy to think about. The city that I was near, it's crazy to think about those people, those shopkeepers that I got to know, those people that bought me food when I had plenty of money and they don't have money. Yeah, they're going to buy me food. My 3 jars of Nutella for the guys. Like, oh, they're about to just have years more of war, and their buildings and their city will be destroyed unless the U.S. stays and unless the U.S. stops the Turks from invading. So that's what we're looking at today, guys. That's what we're looking at. And like I said, it's my job as a YPG veteran, as somebody who went there for the wrong reasons, to tell you now why it is a bad idea to leave. Now I'm not ignorant. Now I have been blessed. I have been able to experience what that is like. And, you know, the least I could do is have their back in this. And I know you guys have their back as well. You guys watching this video, especially the subscribers. And yeah, I guess I can go on that now. Got a little ranty at the end. You guys know it's you know, it's a tough situation. I've got friends there, and you know, it's tough. Pray for those guys. Pray for those guys. Subscribers, 3,000 subs. I appreciate it a lot. The support has been insane. I haven't even posted anything the last 2 months, so let's talk about that. First of all, let me just get off that. Let me drink the rest of this Powerade, for God's sake. First of all, this right here is my van. It's my tiny home. Right now, just out of frame is the shower. I was about to say YPG. Is the shower wall. We just put it up yesterday, and tonight we were doing the shower pan, and we're gonna be finishing the plumbing tomorrow, or probably in the next couple days, because we gotta feed it to the water tank that's back here. But this is my home, man. This is my home. This is where all my free time has been. So I haven't been able to focus on the videos because I've been building this. We're hoping in the next 3 or 4 weeks we'll have it finished. November 1st is the deadline. And then I'll be able to travel around and hopefully meet some of you guys and girls. So yeah, the support has been insane. I read your messages on Instagram. That's the next thing I want to say. Probably the last thing. Because I could say thank you a million times, but does that really mean anything? You guys know I appreciate all the support, especially as I transition back into society, and I'm trying to focus on myself right now. On Instagram, I'm getting dozens of messages. I have dozens of them that I have not responded to, believe it or not, over the past couple of weeks. And that's just because I can't keep up with them all. I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing on bettering myself, just trying to stay away from the highlight for now, the limelight, I guess it's called. I know you guys understand. Yeah, so I'm just going to say until I finish the video. So I know you guys understand. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, give it a like. If you didn't, a dislike is fine as well. And make sure to share the video if you thought it was helpful. Share it if share some of my other videos if you want. Just the experience of YPG. That's something I think a lot of people should know. And don't worry, in November, like probably mid-November, maybe early November, I'm going to be finishing up the video that I've been working on. It's about the YPG. It's about my experience with in Rojava, and it's going to be like a documentary. I'm putting a lot of effort into it. It's probably going to be like an hour long. So watch out for that. That's the next video, as far as I can see, unless I need to touch up on this stuff again. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I wanted to keep this video short. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Peace.